Good morning and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genies, a preview of the daily racing. Today we're racing from Turfontein on the Stansides track. Before we start with our review of all the races, just do want to do a little bit of homework. First of all, welcome again. If you have, we are looking for a sponsor for this channel and for this daily preview. So if you have a business that you want to advertise, please contact us, and then we can see what we can do for you. And in I am a form analysis. I analyze form, and through that I do make my selections. So if you want specific selections, we give you by subscribing to our analysis services. We give you race by race selections, outside winner, and two possible outsider selections. The goal of Outsider Genie is to give you outsiders that you can put into your play so that you can then get the bigger payouts, because unfortunately not every punter are able to recognize or know how to pick outside. So we do the work for you. We give you two value bets every day, normally around 6 to 1 or higher. We also give you best bets of the day. We don't give 8 to 10 shots because that you can find by yourself. Uh, we have given best bets as high as 6 to 1. We also give you a suggested trifecta and quartet selection, so you can play whatever percentage you are comfortable. We have had nice huge payouts before on the quartet, and then we also give you affordable PA. Normally not more than 96 rand, and then pick six is normally not more than 150 rand for 1%, which you can then play according to your own um, percentage that you are comfortable. Then I just want to show you. Yes, our cost is 500 per month or 150 per week. If you take it per week, it's from Monday to Sunday. It's less than 20 rand a day. If there's more than one meeting per day, um, you receive both meetings at no extra cost. You can contact us at 0835855133 to subscribe. This is just the way you will receive your selection. We just want to mention that you can also place your ad here in this, where we do the selections. And this is what it will look like. We give you our selections, our pick six, trifecta and quartets, value bets, and then we also give you a daily patent if you like to take a daily patent. And before we start again, I just want to quickly have a look at our results yesterday. We normally look back at our results of the previous day. You will see here that unfortunately Gigi's Dynasty didn't run a place, was running on but stopped late. Number 5, Ecstatic Green, came through, and she looked like she was going to win the race, and then she started running around at the end and just got beat to the land second. Then our best bet of the day, Turtles Bullet, he won very cozily, and he was 5 to 2. We also we took the doubles with race 3, number 1, which was, if you listen to our video preview, you would have heard that we also said on the preview that Before Noon has got a very good chance on that in that race, and he jumped at 33 to 10. Number 10, Black Fox, unfortunately ran fourth, um, but he was 6 to 1 at in the betting. So if you played each way, you would have still got your money back. But he was too far in. He found himself at the back of the bunch, and he just couldn't make up the leeway. So I just quickly run through in the first race, our outside section number 10. He ran third by 240 at a place. As I said, Terrell's bullet. He jumped at 2 to 1, but available opening betting 5 to 2. Then our outside selection number 5, Jubilante, ran second. The exacta paid 29, the trifecta 129, and the quartet 578. We caught that. And then race 3, Before Noon, 33 to 10, and number 6, Mark Sox, ran third 220 the place. His tactic queen paid 220 the place. In race 6, our outsider, number 1, Pray for Rain, ran second, paid 320 the place. we in our video we said didn't recommend a lot of horses. I said to my preview, Celtic she will win this race, and we also banked it in a pick six, and she duly won. She just won, but she won. I'm a free think for Rafa was our other outside selection, ran third to 80th place, and then I said that Black Fox was too far back. So let us now move uh, uh, to our selections and previews. Please note in the race 1 and 2 are juveniles, lots of first timers. So I'm not going to make any predictions there. So we're going to start up with race 3. Let us look at race 3, where our favorite is number 1, Mika Montana 5-2, Shenandoah River 4-1, Prospector 11-2, 5th of July 15-2, Giant Slayer 8-1, Take the Wall 10-1, and 16-1, and upwards the others. So let us have a look. Number 1, with respect to the owners of this race is not a very strong field. So I would think that this Son of Flower Alley will win this race. Came off a race last time out, given every chance. But the only problem here is draw 15. So yeah, that can be a little bit of a problem in this race. But yeah, this is just something we have to live with. And then some other notable horses that we can have a look at in this race. As I said, not a very strong race. Number 9, Electra Flying, Give Me the Green Light Gelding. I'm sure this horse will appreciate a 1600. As last time out, he did run on a little bit. He was slow and he came from behind and he was running on 24.3 third fastest 400, but also draw 13. So he'll have to run on again. And then let's look at number 10. I think number 10 has also got the looks like it can be an improver. It's a Wiley Hall out of Virgo's Babe. Both those horses are very well bred. And yeah, Virgo's Babe won a feature. So this is also a nice breeding. I do like the breeding. Only had one race over 600 meter behind Lord Melbourne. But if you have a look here, you'll see 400 to finish, 24.1 second fastest. So was running on drawn 5 today. So definitely an illusion. And then Prospector, Dogliotti also had a nice introduction to racing. Also drawn 6, definitely in with a chance. Take the World showed a nice first race, and then last time out, it got lost a little bit in the race, but still only finished 5.75 behind the winner. Do have minus 2.5, so definitely a horse that you would include into your quartets, as is with number 13, Giant Slayer. Nice breeding trippy out of a Giant Causeways mare. Has had a slow introduction over 1200 and 1160, but I think the 1600 will definitely suit this horse better. So let us then move on to race number 4. Race number 4, another maiden plate over 1600 meters for colts and geldings. So let's have a look at the betting here. And the betting is number 1, Korean, 11 to 10, Duke of Gold, 33 to 10, Dark Vision, Future Perfect, Quest for Gold, 14 to 1, 20 to 1, Waltzing L, and longer the others. So let us look at this number 4, the race 4, this maiden plate. Yeah, I think number 1 should win this race. Drawn 1, ran well after rest. Was second behind Oyster King. Oyster King has won a few races and has been placed in a stronger, small little futures. So I think this was by twice over out of a daughter of Western Winter might dispose of this field. What is the dangers? Well, let's look at the dangers. Number 2, Future Perfect is also an ideal word. Sharp Performance has thrown a few that can run. It's not a well-known trainer. I don't know the trainer too much, P.F. Vermeeren. So let's see what happened. This horse also ran behind Lord Melbourne, second after a race. Kept on for third some last time out behind all the horses. A little bit further, further. Was drawn 9 out of 12. I don't know if that was a problem, but keep your eye out for this one. And then number 3, Quest for Good. Alexander Stan stable and the jockey Schwartz has had a few winners of late. The last week at the Val, they won with I think a 12 or a 16 to 1 start to finish. This horse finished behind number 2, behind Lord Melbourne. Said move up no more, but yeah, might surprise, might surprise. And then there's not much left of this field. It's really not a very good field. Keep an eye out. Maybe include this horse into your quartets and trifectas. Another penny only had 1 run behind the Holy Man, 1200. Now trying 1600. Might be worth following. And then there's another one that ran behind Lord Melbourne. Duke of Marmalade gelding. Also had was running on 24 seconds. Fastest 400 to finish on its debut on the 1600 meters, and might able to improve in this wheat field. Um, Also number 8, 9, Dark Vision. Also ran on nicely, 23.4. Second fastest 400 to finish, made late weight. The 1600 will be definitely suited this horse. I do think that this is the biggest danger to number 1 is number 9, Dark Vision. Dark Vision. So maybe worth taking the exactas. And then yeah, I just want to say number 10, Expression Session, didn't show much on its debut, poor debut, now getting 2.5 drawn, but it's drawn 13. But I would maybe include this like in the 3rd and 4th place if you play a multiple quartet. You know, if Sean Terry, the horses do improve, so something to look out for if you're looking for a bigger payout. And then also number 11, Kingsley Hard. This horse is never bred for 1160. Um, it's coming off a race. Ideal World out of fall. The 1600 meter is going to suit, but drawn 11 and might be even looking for longer. So this might be a horse for your notebook, number 11, Kingsley's Heart. So let's now move on to the next race, which is race number 5. Okay, that's also a maiden plate for Phyllis Mayer, 1600 meters. Let's look at the betting here. And this is a very open race. There's a few horses with chances. Any horse of the top 5 can win this race, and then I wouldn't even discard number 5, Dies the Bullet. So that gives you 6, and that's if you look at the betting, 18 to 10, Integrity, 5 to 2, Lady Amethyst, a Flame, 11 to 2, Olivia 6 to 1, Charming Lass 8 to 1, Dies the Bullet 9 to 1. And then from there, it's 40 to 1 the field. So it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top 6, any one of those horses can win this race, and you're going to have to include them all. So let us have a look at this race then. Um, the first, number 1, A Flame, do have a chance. Last time out was beaten by Peace on the Rocks, who battled to win a race. Now got straight on, but drawn 12. So that might be a little bit of a disadvantage. Was not last time out 23.4. It's not bad. Was only but was only the 5th fastest to 400. Then my choice for this race is number 2, Ideal World out of a Fordwood May. Came off a very long rest. Didn't ran bad behind Inco, and if can a repeated run will surely be involved in the finish. And also, yeah, I just want to mention a nice 23.9 400 to finish over 1600 meters is not a bad performance. Then number 3, Regards to All, you can put it in a back end. It's now going over a long distance. For the first time, it's out of a Jetmaster May, so that the distance might suit. So definitely some awards that you would like to throw into your back ends of your quartets. Number 4, Olivia, it's Sean Terry, Oratorio. Filly by Galileo, very well bred. Has shown, that it has got signs of ability. Last time out, ran second behind Sultra. No answer to winner, 24.2, 400 to finish. Definitely in without a chance, well drawn at number 1. Then Dies the Bullet is also, before the race, ran second behind Rickaby. So now coming off a race, Duke of Marmalade filly, people are saying that the Duke of Marmalade fillies are better than the Duke of Marmalade colts. Dean Swartz riding, Dennis Swartz riding from drawn 8. So keep an eye out for that one. Then we want to move down to number 8, Charming Lass. Also was in the same race as number a Peace on the Rocks, was in the same race as number 1, a Flame, Peace on the Rocks, but a little bit further down, but has got scope to improve. I'm going to go back to number 8, Charming Lass. It's an Ideal World out of Jared May, definitely will be suited to the 1600 meters, was running on strongly 23.2, second fastest to 400, and it looks like it's steady at 800 meters. So, it looks like it was a little bit outpaced. The 1600 meter will suit, was 55-1. Maybe they didn't expect it much, but it can definitely run an improved race today. Then the favorite is number 9, Integrity, Flower Alley Mare by John Causeway Mare, also nicely bred, cost 600,000 as a yearling. Came from Natal on the 4th of June, ran second to an Orchard Express, ran on. The dates drawn 5, and then last time out behind Kuraluma, 4 lengths behind, 23.2. No answer to win. And so definitely the 1600 meters will definitely be in this horse's favor. So race 5 is going to make it a nice, interesting race. I think there are a few horses that can improve. Here is number 10. You analyze the Sayer. Okay, if you maybe play a multiple quartet, just put this horse in the back end of your quartets, number 10, because that might also improve. Another step has thrown a few winners. So if we do come in for fourth, even for fourth place, it will pay a little bit more. Then I just want to say, if you want to have a look at number 11, Monolithics. This horse is also very well bred. Cornay Spies gave it a pipe opener behind Ecstatic Green. Ecstatic Green ran second in a future yesterday at Scottsville. Put it over 1200 meters, now over 1600 meters. Throw into the back end of your quartets as well. And it's drawn 6. I do expect this horse to also run an improved race, but I think the top 6 can be too strong. But you never know. This is horses. You don't know how they're going to improve. But on breeding, impeccable. Definitely a nice horse to include to improve. So now we move on to race 6. Where race 6 is a handicap, merit rated 88. Let's look at the betting here. World Sports Betting. Where it's over 1160. Bold Ransom 2-1, Bohica 6-1, Russian Beat 8-1, Corvette Captain 8-1, Donny G 10-1, Top Master 11-1, Galactic Warrior 14-1 and 18-1 and higher. The rest. So let's look at this race. Number 1, you can discard. He's coming off a long race, has run over further, will definitely need the run. Well, number 2, Bold Ransom is the favorite. And must in be with a chance, 61 minus 2.5. Did one well last time out over the Val, so definitely could go in again. Then we move on. Bohica also 1160, has never run over the distance, but last time out over 1200 meters was comprehensively beaten by Marshall, 3.25. I just want to show you something here. This is what caught my eye here. We are running here at the Class B 84, average merit rating 84, Class B. Now, if you have a look here at Bohica, you see that Bold Ransom ran an 82 last time against the average merit rating 82. Bohica ran in a 97, a 99, 78, and 103. But now the problem is this horse has run over longer distance, and then they brought them back over the rest, over the 1200 meters. And normally, sometimes when horses come off a rest, they ran a little bit fresh. So you don't know whether this third was because she was fresh and the distance may be too short, or maybe before they ran over longer distances, but he actually wants the shorter distances. So that's a bit of a problem. So you're going to have to watch number 3, Bohica. Then we move on. Battle Creek, Top Mast last during the week, ran third behind Big Blue Martin. The horse was running on, and I know, and the horse got squeezed. So keep your eye out on Top Mask. Has also run before against a little bit stronger, and even there against in a 90 beating Eden Rock, and Eden Rock is a Group 1 winner, so definitely must be in with a shout. In Russian Beat, I think this horse has run over a second over a 12 on 1160, but normally prefers further. So I would think that this distance might be too short, but I might have to eat my words. Then you got Donny G with Stratum on. That's a very good factor. He's in form, and definitely this horse can come up, have run in this class. Um, but yeah, I think the the only reason why I would choose this horse is because Stratum was riding it. Then number 8, Galactic Warrior, he always gets -4, always there and thereabouts, always a danger, can come up, so never a horse to leave out. Then we got number 9, Ice Eater. Ice Eater is also there and thereabouts. And then I want to move down to a horse. Okay, sorry, that's what I mentioned. Number 11, Whirly Whirly. Whirly Whirly is always there, trying his best, and look at his time. Always fastest 400 meters, but always seems to get run out of it. One of these days, this horse is going to run and run behind and win. I'm not sure whether it's going to be today or not. Yeah. Um, then number I want to draw your attention to number 12, Corvette Captain. This is a dynasty out of an Illidomi. Well bred, cost 500,000 as a yearling, and as one Wara Wara. Then I put it in an 84. It ran 3 lengths behind All of Me, which is not a donkey, has run a few races. And then it ran last week, it ran behind Symphonico. Slow, kept on 24.12, carrying 56. In my mind, this horse has got a very good chance to win this race. So don't leave out this horse. It's currently 81, and in my mind, a nice value bet. And that is the race number 6. So we move on to race number 7. Race number 7 is let's have a look at a betting. Marshall 15 to 10, Rebels Champ 33 to 10, American Hustle 5 to 1, Winter Storm 8 to 1, down to 0-11, Green Plains 11, Clever Guy 16, and 008 18 to 1. So let us have a look at this race. On the Pinnacle, his number best weighted is 008, then Green Plains Rebels Champ, Winter Storm, American Hustle. So you will see that the favorite is not even there, but I'll talk to it now. I want to move down to number 8, 008. Now, quickly, just want to go back here. We see here that the class here is Class A, and the average med rating is 106. So let us just move down back to number 8. This horse is currently 18 to 1. And if I were you, I would have rushed to get a bet on this horse at 18 to 1. Now, you just saw the 100. I look at this horse, 103, 103, 101. He's always there and there about Chief of State, Running Brave, Celtic Sea. Celtic Sea won, I think, was like a 10th race yesterday. This horse always gives off his best. There is running in American Hustle, ran second. He was giving an half a kilogram. Today, this horse is carrying 50 kilograms. Okay. Now, I can assure you that this horse will be involved in the finish. And I think I give this horse a much better chance than 18 to 1. So go to the bookmaker, put your 100 or 200 rand on this place. I mean, look there, Mr. Flood. He's always there and thereabouts. Now today, this horse hasn't carried this weight for the last time he carried this weight was against in 107 against in the future. This is only a plate race. So definitely a horse that you need to put into your, you need to put it in everything. Just you see American Hustler is carrying 52, 54, 53 and a half. So he's getting weight from that horse as well. So definitely a horse that you can't include, you can exclude in your thing. Then Rebels Champ with Stratum always a danger. Has run good, has run against some strong horses, has always run second behind Mr. Flood. You know, definitely this horse have a chance last time out behind Mighty High. It ran less than a length. So Rebels Champ, always a horse that you need to include. And in the handicap, currently is third best weighted. Number 7, we'll talk to about number 7 just now. And other horses that you can look at, down to zero, always tries his best, but you know, a little bit behind. But he has come up on some occasions. Then you get for American Hustle. This horse also tries, as has been run here and there, but normally in lower divisions. There it ran behind double eight 58, and that was carrying 63. So they have met each other. Yeah, American Hustler horse, you never know which one is going to come up, but do have a chance. It beat double eight, carrying 58, and that he was carrying 60 half 5 minutes 4, so it will be like will have been a 57 and a half. So you can do your calculations there. Winterstorm has changed stables, is now with Waisham Marvin. They do have it, Waisham. This colors had 2 winners on Thursday, one for Marvin and one for Andrew Fortune. Yeah, you always there and thereabouts. Last time out, less than 5 lengths behind Riverine in a computer form sprint. So definitely a horse who has got the ability. I'm not sure about the distance, but can pop up. 6 Marshall. This horse run over shorter, and then they brought it back last time out over the 1200 meters and went start to finish, but in a much lower division. So, but he's a 3-year-old, he can still improve. In Green Plains, Green Plains has also run well against good horses, always there and thereabouts, getting -1.5. So also in of a chance. Last time out, 6 lengths behind the Riverine in a computer form sprint. So that is that. Then we move on to race number 8, which is the Jubilee Handicap. Let us have a look here at the betting. Number 1, Green Ace 15-4, Marshall Fock 4-1, Divine Odyssey 11-2, Leopold 11-2, Alibi Guy 6-1, the Reeve 7-1, Full Master 11-1, Lake Henry 16, Dawn Assault Perfect Tigress. Yeah, some uses information. A couple of years ago, I had a 50% with Mr. Andre Kirsten, the late Andre Kirsten, in a horse called EFU. And EFU then won this Jubilee Handicap for the second time. I wasn't a shareholder in the first time, beating a horse called Aluminium from Jeff Woodruff Stables. But my horse was 20-1 that day, and he won the Jubilee Handicap. Yeah, something that I will always remember. And also, then he went on to run in the Met, but unfortunately finished downfield. So Green Ace, let's look at Green Ace. I just want to quickly scroll back here. We're looking here at Class A 107 average rating. Now, I think Green Ace, one of the dangers in this race, always gives off his best. Has run against this field, not, always there and thereabouts, but always finishing. Look here, fastest 400, third fastest, second fastest. So he's slow to start, but he always runs on. Kumalo's riding has ridden him 7 times, 2 wins, a second and a third. This horse definitely is going to be one of the horses that to win this race, you're going to have to beat this horse, especially if you look there 2 lengths behind Sukrat. Sukrat, I think, he's got a merit rating like it's 125 or 126, something like that. So based on this, they had run in the Summer Cup 2.75 behind Zolzal. This is definitely class horse. You need to put it in, not carrying too much, only 60.5. I'm sure he can handle that. Dawn Assault, what a horse. 52 runs, 11 wins, 5 seconds, 9 thirds, and 5 fourths. It's earned 1.6 for St. John Gray. What a horse. One of the horses that I like. He's been running over a little bit further lately, but this horse has got some ability, and on this distance has won twice. a third and a second and a third. And he always tries his best. Coming off a race now, might come and surprise over this 2,000 meters. So keep an eye on that. Then Divine Odyssey. Now, although number one, he's got a very good chance, I also give Divine Odyssey a very good chance because this also runs on sometimes, and it's also involved in the finish. There it was behind Green Haze. Now there's a little bit of a weight turnaround, and I think number 3, Divine Odyssey, would be involved in the finish. You can take the Exacto 1 and 3. The Reeve, not always in with a chance, has run against Green Haze, but I think in the weight turnarounds, Green Haze is going to finish in front of the Reeve. Then Leopold, I'm not sure about the distance, and always that I am not giving you a big chance today, but I might eat my words. Lekkinen Piers Strydom on board. I mean, has run against lower classes, but I don't think, I think that the top ones will be too strong. Full mast on a hat trick, but again, I think the 1800 is just that little bit too far for him, but I might have to eat my words. Alabi Guy is a bit of an enigma because he's had 1 free races, and then last time behind Jetstar didn't show after the race, but could be fitter now. Very well bred. Did cost 450 as a yearling, so definitely not a donkey. If you got money included in your pick 6, Marshall Fox had 1 free races, but against lower divisions. Is an improver with the 52, can be involved in the finish, but for my money, I'll stick with the numbers 1 and 3 in this race. And then we get to the last race, the 9th race. It's a 2,000 meter Class C, bear rating 74. And let's look at the betting. Number 4, Ocean Forest, 33 to 10. That horse is on a hat trick. 72, Pelgrim's Progress, Stately Home, 72. Tahitian Orana, 92, 10 to 1, and 13 to 1, 14 to 1, Rebel, and 15 to 1, Mazari, 30 to 1, the field. So, if you look at this race, as we said, it's a 74, Class C, 74. Yeah, have a look at this. Class C, 89, 85, Class B, Class C, 81, Class C, 80, Class C, 80, Class A, 97, 87, Class B, 83, and it's getting minus 2.5. To my mind, this the best bet on the card today. Definitely other horses with chances. Tahitian Urana has got a chance. Jai Princess has surprised before, but I don't think today. Ocean Forest is on a hat trick, but if you have a look at the 865 and the 74, yes, again a Duke of Marmalade filly out of a John Causeway mare, impeccably bred, but still improving. Number 1 might be too strong for it today. Stately Home, also a nice horse, Savannah, out of a Jetmaster, very well bred, cost 360,000 rand as a yearling, has had 7 runs, 2 wins, and I think this is one of the horses that will improve in the future and will still win a lot of races. Unfortunately, drawn 10 today, but also up in a little bit as running this class, second behind Dance Class last time out, but keep your eye out on number 5, Stately Home. Number 6, Rabia the Rebel, always a trier, always going to the front, but most times gets run out of it, but managed to win 5 races out of 51. That's a 10% strike rate, a win strike rate. Very few horses actually achieve that. So also a horse that you can include into your quartets and trifectas. The number 8, 5, Silvana, also out of a Jetmaster, also for me very well bred. Last time out, I think in March over the 2,800, I think that although it won over 2,400 meters, I think that was too far. Coming off a rest, has run well over this distance. Definitely a horse to include. Um, then number 9, Mazzari. Um, I recommend this horse because of straight and riding. It's draw one. Mazzari came up at on the 1800, but in a little bit of a lower division, and it won. And I think the way that Stratum rides will suit this horse. Yeah, definitely a horse that you can include into your play, can surprise. Then Franklin, it's a Shawis, has won beating Peace on the Rocks 16-1 over a longer distance. Now trying again, but haven't shown much. Carry Me Carry, it's got 50 kilograms to carry, but drawn 14. Has only recently won a maiden plate in Kimberley, which is now shut down. I don't think that those will trouble the judge today. And yeah, that is uh, our racing for today. Uh, Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day and break your leg.